That's good. It lets you be you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stress reliever.
Yes.
Mhm.
Even though a lot of people say no, but it is.
Beautiful. So mine leads me to my mission statement for our company, and which is my answer to why I teacher is just, it's not written down on here, I'm gonna share it. But I just feel like it's to help move the world in a more forward projection, but our mission statement says it in a more beautiful way. So that is just, our mission statement for our company is to empower the next generation of problem solvers by inspiring creativity. So I really feel like what we're doing here at Art and Soul is really about changing the world. It's not about just teaching kids how to draw the perfect sphere with shading, like in the right placement. It's really about giving them the life tools of how to think creatively. So when they are out independent in the world and they see a problem, they can look at it from different angles and they can apply that creativity and hopefully solve some really big life issues. So we don't really have big global issues like we have right now. We can actually make the world a little bit better instead of a little bit worse. And so I feel like we are planting the seeds to grow a healthier earth, and that's why we are here. So my goal with that is that we reach every student, whether they are adults at paint night or whether they are our kids in our mommy and me class that are coming in as infants, that every single one we want to reach, because we want to plant a seed in every single student, because who knows, that seed might make the biggest difference. So you really do want to aim at reaching everyone. So that's our mission, and that's what we're here to do, people.
Well, I think I can add to that.
Yeah,
And
you wanna add, go for it.
all of us, I can honestly think
Yes.
back, and I don't know if I talked to you about it yesterday.
Possibly.
I had I did. I was a second grade teacher, Mrs. Peters.
Yep.
And she gave me my first illustration kind of job, but it was for like a class little handout. And this is when you had what did I tell you, the copies that you go, purple copies that go around. You guys are too young for that.
Yes, I know.
But she assigned me that, and as I look back, she was kind of my little guiding light that kind of brought out the best in me. And I think we all have, maybe, I hope, all that little stuff, that little bright person that kind of shed a little bit of light on us. And that's what you're doing here.
Yeah, and we won't know necessarily what those seeds turn out to be. And so we're just planting them, and then we just get them. Sometimes they come back to us. They'll walk back into our lives and we're like, oh my gosh, look what you've become. But for the most part, we're not going to see that. And so we just get to be present. It's a very Zen exercise being an art teacher in terms of just being present and giving our best selves in the moment, and just being present and just allowing them, like you said, it's boundless, their creativity, and being able to just serve them where they're at and give them that gift that they are creative, so that they can believe in themselves. That is our biggest gift we can give them, is the gift that they can believe in themselves. Because if they believe in themselves, they can learn anything we want to teach them. Then as soon as that door is open, then you can teach them about the sphere. Then you can teach them about the shading. And then they'll listen. But if they're closed down inside and they don't believe in themselves, forget it. They're not going to learn. So that's our job. So let's get into the nuts and bolts. All right. So some of you have your assignments in terms of what schools you're going to be at, if you're going to be in the studios, if you're going to be in school day programs, if you're going to be in after schools. Some of you will continue to get more school assignments. Some of you have already met and have your curriculum down. I have a few calendars to hand out. It will also go into Museminder, but while you're here, I'm just going to pass out some of these. So Sandra, I might have you at Hidden Valley. That might be one of your schools, so I have that for you. Wendy, you might also be at Hidden Valley, so I have that for you. Terry, you'll be at Proctor Terrace, and Yalupa, and Village. Michael will be at Rams. Wendy will be at Rams.
Thank you.
And Kateria, they'll be at, RCP. I'm like, which Roseland school is that? There's so many Roseland
There's so
schools.
many in there.
Lily, we're gonna figure out, I know you're subbing here on Saturdays, but we're gonna have to figure out where we can get you in that fits in your schedule. So that's, I think you will be one where a new school come up that fits in your schedule and we'll get you assigned. All of these calendars that went up are the school district calendars. As a day gets put on the calendar that you're assigned at, for instance, if you're at Tuesday at Hidden Valley, all of those dates will be based off of these dates, then we'll go into Muse Minder. If you check Muse Minder, it will tell you your dates, but I'm giving you this in addition, just so in case you're
I
like,
think this is,
just so you have it in
Yeah.
addition, like,
Yeah.
if you're somebody who's an over planner, not naming any names, and you want to have all the dates and everything, then you also have the,
That's
if
me
you're
too.
somebody who just wants to trust that Muse Minder has it right, you can just look at Muse Minder, and you have that, but the point being is that our school calendar, when we're closed and when we're open, is not the same as your in-field schools. That's why I'm illustrating by giving you the other calendars, okay? That we are the same as Windsor and Larkfield schools, because those are where our physical schools are. We based our calendars off of them, but not all, we couldn't match all of the school calendars, so that's why you have to look at Muse Minder to get your dates. Okay, if you're in an after-school program, I don't think we're returning to grant because it's just, we couldn't get the enrollment. We'll see if something else pops up, and who knows, that still might happen.
That's a shame. I really like the
They
kids
couldn't
there.
get it go, they couldn't get it going.
Yeah,
We tried,
yeah,
and I don't know why.
yeah. I still see them. I mean, because
You do? In
they come
the
to
seed shop, in the
the
feed
feed shop.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they got the choir going, and then our
Yeah.
choir teacher's no longer teaching with us anymore. So I'm like, well, I'm not putting another choir teacher in
Yeah.
there. I'm like, could we have gotten the other one going? Because I would have for sure put you back in. But it was not worth it.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it.
But maybe another one will pop up, and you'll be
Yeah.
the first to call if there's
Okay.
something down there. If you are in an in-field school, there's some double in there, you will get a roster from MuseMinder that will have your students. Every school's slightly different in terms of their procedures, in terms of pickup and drop off. If you have little kids, meaning kindergartners and TKers, sometimes first graders, you have to go pick them up from their daycare and bring them to your room. If you have second and above, they walk to the room. But if you have the littles, they normally like you to pick them up. But it does vary between schools what the school policy is. So we tell you what your school policy is in terms of that procedure. And then same with drop off. So they have the same thing. Like if you have to walk them to the drop off to the curb for pickup or to the aftercare, every school's slightly different. So I will talk to you individually
Okay.
because I'm not gonna go through every school right now. But there is a procedure for each one. Malia will write notes on your roster for individual kids. So on your roster, it will say like Sunshine Club, parent pickup, because each kid's gonna be different, because at a school, you might have 3 different options for afterwards. So Malia will be entering that information on the roster in MuseMinder that you will print off for your roster. So even though the procedure for the school is gonna be individual, in terms of where it is on your roster will all be the same in terms of where she puts it in. Benji already went over how you record your hours and getting paid. In terms of supplies, we will pack the supplies for you. That will be connected to your curriculum being turned in. If you are doing after school day, we're gonna know what the lesson plans are way ahead, so you're gonna have them packed way ahead. We're gonna have to figure out your double set. I have not mastered it in my head yet because I'm gonna find out with Haley when we go on Wednesday if I can leave something on campus. I think that's the easiest. If she says yes, then you guys are gonna have a mutual kit that you can not have to bring back and forth, and you
Yeah.
can share. So that's, they're at a campus for a school day
Like we're on the
program.
same, at the same time. That's-
Otherwise-
Figure out.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to create 2 kits, which is gonna double the cost on my end, which is not, I've already approved their budget, so I can't double their end.
Mhm.
So he's not gonna like that. So I'm gonna see if I can get it to where I can have one, because it's a whole classroom set that you need.
Yeah,
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna have to have 2 sets anyway, because you teach at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm, that's what I was just whispering to you.
So I think either way, I have to have 2 sets. All right. We're gonna have to go get 2 sets of supplies. We take that down as a note for me. Rams needs
we
2.
still have some left over for last,
No, but I mean paint palettes
Yeah, I can
and,
imagine. Oh,
yeah,
right.
all that's gonna need a double set.
right,
Um,
yeah.
and consumables have to be reordered, all that. So, yeah, because the double
Are they
time,
staying in the
that's,
class though, the pallets?
No, we take
No.
those.
You
We
take
have
those.
we have a kit. We have our little,
rolling
cart.
cart.
That's right, okay.
They can't
Okay.
stay in the classroom, there's no room in the classroom, you go
Okay.
from classroom to classroom.
but the
Okay.
office possibly.
Yeah,
Because,
that's,
I mean, they have their carts parked in there, I mean, and they don't always use them, we can probably, it doesn't take up a lot of space.
well, if I have to make 2,
Yeah,
you might as well just keep them.
yeah, that's true.
If I'm making 2, you might as well keep them, and then it's gonna be an issue of,
You have this,
we'll
you
have-
have
they're
that.
gonna just have to be refurbished whenever you need them refurbished.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning whenever you guys.
They made it through, and we still had some
Okay,
left over.
okay,
I don't, the only thing I had to get was like, for one of my classes, I threw an extra because they finished early. So I threw an extra assignment in there and I bought some like salt shakers. I forgot to mention it. but-
salt shakers?
Salt shakers, because for water.
Water color, you
Oh,
add
for what?
salt, you
For
add
the
salt to
water
I was
the
like, they're
water color.
decorating salt shakers?
Salt shakers.
No.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I got one dollar store.
I
and
had
bought-
mine into salt.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't, it was
Okay.
kind of a last minute thing.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
like,
It was a
I-
Galaxy one?
yeah, it was the Galaxy one.
Okay.
So I threw, I did stars in the night sky and whatnot, and I was like, I need to do something today.
Yeah.
They were already done, so I went out and dollar store, a couple of salt shakers.
Okay, yeah,
So, yeah, but that was it. That was,
Okay.
aside from that, we made it through with the supplies that we had.
okay,
There was nothing, we didn't run out really of
Okay.
anything. Yeah.
okay. So, in terms of getting your kits refurbished, when you need so what will happen, with your supplies is it's connected to your lesson plans. You'll have to have a good turnaround for turning them in with enough time for us to repack them for you before you have to go back and teach. So it's not truly fair to drop them off on a Thursday and ask for them back on a Friday, like a one-day turnaround,
Mhm.
because who knows how much stuff Molly and I have to do. So like, it's nice, but you're gonna have to look at your schedule to see realistically, like, if you guys only are like, I need it in this short amount of time, or if so you're gonna have to look at your schedule to see how much time you have, and then give a heads up to Malia, I'm coming in here, I need it by here.
Sure.
For the 2 of you.
Okay.
But for your after-school program, it's the same thing, when you recognize you're gonna probably, when you're switching artists, because you're gonna have an artist for a month at a time, and then you're switching to the next month. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out our artists for the year, and then, so there's gonna be a workshop piece in a couple minutes, not in a couple minutes, probably like 10 minutes. But then when you have your artist decided, and you're gonna switch artists, like the switch between the end of the month and the next month, you have to be able to bring your kit in and get your next kit. And so normally you have a short window, but if we know what that artist is a month in advance, we can be prepping the stuff. All we have to do, take the stuff out and put it in.
Mhm.
So we need your artists, we're gonna have all of your artists today, but we need your lesson plans a month in advance for your after-school program.
Mhm.
So, who can say that back to me?
Oh, God, don't look at me.
I wanna know who's really listening.
Give you plenty of time to.
Well, you want me to
Make
leave?
it.
Well, that's, you
Hold on,
wanna give
Katrina.
Malia, you wanna give Malia a headshot in advance, I said heads up when we need supplies and we're talking about.
You
Yes,
need to
but
tell her a month in advance what artists you're doing the next month.
And not just
and
the
what
artists,
lessons.
the lessons.
Yeah.
Because today I'm gonna get all your lessons, today I'm gonna get all your artists, you don't have to turn in your lesson plans today. Today you're just gonna give me your artists for the whole year, for after school. But for your lesson plans, and Lily, you're gonna still do this today,
Yeah.
even though you don't have a school assignment, you're gonna be ready to go.
Okay.
So that as soon as you get it, you're already planned and ready to go.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter what school you're plopped into and what day of the week you're plopped into, you're still ready to go with your curriculum. Because it's the same thing.
Mhm.
So since I'm starting out subbing, I'm just gonna be basically doing whatever somebody else has already set up, right?
Well,
That's a good question.
yes, but I might be able to give you a school because you have the availability. So I might be able to give you a school. Yes. So today you're gonna still set up as if you're gonna get a school.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna find out because schools come in between now and October is when the schools start calling. So you have more of a chance of getting to school because your schedule's more open. She has only Fridays. So Fridays are much harder. Like, Fridays are not a popular day in the school system because kids leave for the weekend. So yeah, it's harder to get
Mentally and physically.
totally. But so that's a little bit harder. But so you're more likely to be able to be a sub for here for the weekends. But still, we'll have you prepared just in case.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you gonna ask?
If you have the artists for the studio.
Here, it's here, it's coming, it's here, yeah. She's ready, she's ready.
Oh, I was going to start.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, here we go, people, Katrina's ready. She's jumping ahead on on everything. Okay, she's passing them around. So these are the artists that are picked for the Santa Rosa's, how many? We're going all the way around.
All the way around. Oh, I have to like, oh,
Okay, hold on, stop. So hold on, who is that? Lily needs, all right, there we go. All right, everyone has enough. Okay,
Very vague.
she's jumping ahead. You're gonna mess me up on my whole thing. Okay, that's fine. So she's skipped all the way ahead. All right, but because we're talking about it. So these are the Santa Rosa School artists and the Windsor School artists order for the year. You can have these same artists, you just can't have them in this same order. Okay? You can also have different artists. And just because she's saying that we weren't gonna do this right
So
away,
this is my
but,
first time in doing this, so I'm,
all right.
that's why she's all excited, she's like she's jumping on it. I gotta-
Well, you
Do not undo the paper clips, keep your paper clip.
I'm ready to jump on her.
Don't undo the paper clips, pass. Pass. Okay, don't start writing just yet, but this is gonna be your worksheet where you'll get to have one.
Okay.
If you teach him one after school, or you teach, okay, Kateria's getting pencils. Because pencils are better. So the idea is that you would put the artist, and then in here you can also put the lesson plan titles. So there's enough room for lesson plan titles. So you can put it in case we get a new Petal Middle School.
Yeah.
So it's gonna go in here. Don't do it just yet, but somebody's, it's like when the student, she's being a perfect example of a student that you might get in your class who's like super excited. And once their brain is there, you almost like they can't think of anything else except for that topic. So sometimes you just have to go with the flow of where your energy is in your classroom and rearrange your own lesson plan. So we're doing that. We're doing the model of the flexible teacher.
I have a question.
Lily.
I don't know what I missed when I
Oh,
was in the
thank you.
classroom, if I missed anything, but I'm kind of confused about the
Okay.
system.
Yes, let me repeat it then. Yeah, I think you did miss.
Okay.
So basically, because I can't remember when you walked out, when you walked back in,
that's okay.
but how the system of the artists work.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is she jumped ahead in my talking points, a couple, like 5 bullets.
Okay.
So it would have been more explained by then, but I will just jump ahead to explain it to you so you understand.
Okay.
What happens with the artists, with the after-school program, is that it's art with the masters, and you choose a different master artist each month.
Okay, so for for the whole month, it's just one, like,
Yes.
big topic or one.
Yes, so for instance, if you were to sub in Santa Rosa
Mhm,
for the master artist or the junior art with the master class
mhm,
in September,
mhm.
they're gonna be learning about Russian artists, so probably Chagall.
Okay,
So Chagall will be taught in September in Santa Rosa.
okay.
But if you were to sub in September in Windsor,
Mhm,
they're gonna be learning about Africa.
okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
For that whole month.
Mhm,
Now, when it says for the whole month, that means that you're not gonna just do watercolor projects for the whole month.
mhm,
You're gonna do some watercolor, you're gonna do some oil pastels, you might do some clay, you might do some sculpture. The idea is that you wanna do kind of like 70% two-dimensional, 30% three-dimensional. You wanna make sure that you get to all different kinds of learning styles, because you don't know who you're gonna be leaving out in your room, so you wanna mix it up when you're doing your teaching styles. So that's why you stick with an artist, but you diversify your media
okay,
in your lesson plans.
okay.
If you're working with older kids or you're working in this studio, you can, like if you're studying for my studio art class, I teach one lesson for the whole month.
Okay.
And then they're just doing one lesson for the whole month.
Mhm.
And they're just, but the kids get to choose what media they're learning. So one kid might be doing watercolor, one kid might be doing sculpture, one kid might be doing, they get to choose what media, but they're choosing an artist.
Okay.
The same, they're all working off of the same artist.
Mhm,
The reason why for your infield schools,
mhm,
you're not gonna choose these artists in the same month
mhm.
is because, let's say Chagall, for instance. If Chagall in September, all my Chagall books are being used in Santa Rosa in the month of September. So if Wendy is saying, I wanna teach Chagall, then I'd say, that's great, Wendy, but can you use Chagall, not in September and not in October, but you can have Chagall in November.
Mhm.
Because the Chagall books are gonna go from over there for a month, to over here for a month, to you for a month.
Okay.
Because we have one set of books and
Yeah.
posters.
Yeah.
So if what you're gonna do on your worksheet is put in pencil your artist down, because then when they turn them back in, you can talk amongst yourselves a little bit, but if all of a sudden there is some overlap and two of you did put the same month down, Malia and I are gonna look at the artist and we're gonna say, okay, Kateria and Wendy need to switch these 2 months so that they're not on the same month at the same time, because we're gonna be the ones passing out the supplies, and if all of a sudden we're like, oh man,
Mhm.
both of these teachers requested the same artist at the same time, now I've got, well, I might, if we mess up royally, I'm gonna probably order more books. That's what's gonna probably happen. But if we can fix it at the beginning, we'll fix it at the beginning. Does that make sense, Lily?
I don't know, I'm still a little bit confused about this and this and.
You're picking artists,
Right,
you're picking 10 different artists,
right.
but they can't be in that exact
In
order.
this okay.
They can be those same ones,
And
just
we
not in that order.
all need to have different orders of artists.
Mhm.
So I'm just picking from here.
You can be from there or somewhere else, like, so if you, like, let's say your favorite artist is, I don't know, somebody who's not on the list.
Gowdy.
Are you looking
Gowdy.
Yeah.
So let's say Gowdy's your favorite artist and Gowdy's not on that list, you can pick Gowdy and put Gowdy down.
But these are this is what what is it?
This
That's
is
what's
who's
already
being
taken.
taught this year in the studio. This is just this year's list.
Okay.
So this is just in the studio, this does not correlate to like field,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
It's just, these are the books that are gonna be used and have been requested for the in-studio for this year.
Okay.
So then, sorry, so month one starts.
Month one is September.
September.
So go ahead and write the months in if that helps you out. Maybe the ones are throwing people off instead of the month. So go ahead and write the months connected to the,
Well, I'm not just used, I'm right there with you. I'm just not used, because this is the first time I'm
yeah.
I'm
And
doing this
Kateria's done it
too.
before, that's why she's so excited to jump in.
No.
You see what's going on?
Well, no, you know the process.
She does this-
And I
she
don't
knows
even
the
know the
system.
process.
Yes, it's okay, it's
And
okay.
I'm dyslexic, which
Yes.
doesn't help me.
So Wendy, on your number one through, on this one,
Yeah,
on number one, write September.
okay.
Number
September.
2.
Do you still have the
Got it.
lessons on?
Got it.
Google?
Yes.
So I can peek at the,
Well, if I was going in order, Michael, I'm telling you.
Okay,
Throw my agenda out the window, people.
It's question about this.
Okay, all right. So I was going to go connect my computer to the screen to show you that the lesson plans are all on the Google Drive that you can pick from.
Yeah.
So there's these artists.
Are there gonna be other lessons added in?
So I can add a few more to the ones that are
Because
online.
my question to you
Yes.
is, like, let's say I have this 2 schools that I've, like, got before. And then if I have the same students, like, you know, if there's like, the lessons are there, I already kind of.
Well, you only taught so many lessons last year. There's still other lesson
Are you
plans in
talking
there. that you
about
haven't taught.
Yeah,
Like,
not
for
the-
example, Proctor, I've done it like 2 years now, and
Oh,
like,
wow.
this 2 years I had the same students, you know, so, like, the lessons are there, I mostly did all of them in terms of the specific artist.
I do have more lessons. It's gonna take me some time to download more into there, but yes, and
So
I
that
can
will
maybe
be my
have
question,
Malia
on
help
me
me download.
deciding which, artist. you know?
So, if you want, you can look from here to see if there's anyone that you haven't taught,
Mhm.
so you can start with that. I wasn't gonna have everybody pull from the Google Drive today, but, this may or may not help you. This is your curriculum for Village,
Okay.
so you might get some ideas from there.
Okay.
So distract her a little bit while I answer.
Well, you're telling me to put my artist that you do.
Yeah, you guys can totally talk, but I'm gonna see if I can answer your questions.
Another question, so I noticed that there are artists and there are also like general topics.
So you can choose either one.
Okay.
This is my only request, is that
Yes.
parents, the course is called Art with the Masters. So I need you to, at least in that month, give a master artist. But you
Right.
can, in the month, also bring in some other things.
Right, okay, cause like, let's say, cause I noticed like here there's Georgia O'Keeffe, like that was a pretty easy one to
Yes.
like, have a like structured thing, but let's say I wanted to do something like here I have pop art, like pop art you can incorporate a few different artists, or
Yeah, so
maybe, yeah, so.
Yes, you can choose one artist, you can choose a couple different artists.
Okay.
But like, for instance, one of them says like winter art.
Right,
So if you wanted to do winter art for 1 week, that's
Mhm.
fine, but then also that month, find a master artist
yeah,
to bring in. But
okay,
there's lots of beautiful artists that
Right.
do winter art.
right, right, that's what I mean, so like if I were to put,
You believe?
like
Okay.
That was from the water.
Oh,
so if
okay.
sorry. So if I were to put something like abstract art, then would I then need to specify what artist I would put in there, or would I be able to figure that out at a later time?
You can figure it out at a later time, but if you're gonna start at the beginning of the year, you're gonna have to figure it out at the beginning of the year. Like, so
Right.
abstract artists could be like Hundertwasser.
Right.
It could, it could be Mondrian.
Mhm.
Like, it could, you can think of a favorite artist that you have that's an abstract artist.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I'm filling this out correctly.
Is that giving you some ideas?
I can do this too. They haven't done.
And you can add some of those in, yes. This and this are go together.
So you've done this before, I'm still kind of,
Yeah.
I'm still in,
I'm wondering.
and this is what I always will say, I'm in toddler stage.
Okay,
Yeah, totally.
you have a beginning question, go ahead.
No, it's the how, I think it's basically is how, the
So
steps.
your end answer
Is that
looks
right?
like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I'm understanding the process, but I guess I'm confused how we're not gonna be able to double up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm gonna solve your problem, don't worry about it,
Yeah.
don't worry about it
Okay.
not mixing.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you write down artists
So this is what, this
and
is
your
what
order, if you just try to not match this order, that's good enough for me.
Mhm.
And I will make sure the rest don't match, how's that? So all you have to do is come up with master artists through here
Mhm.
and just put their names on here, that's all you have to do.
Okay. Because that's why I wasn't kind of so
You don't have to
confused.
write down lesson plans today, so you just have to come up with Gaudi, Van Gogh,
Mhm.
O'Keeffe, Frida Kahlo.
Yeah, that will be easier for you, like.
Right now, my mind's going, what? And it
For
should be
the
so
month-
simple, but my brain's not.
For the month ahead, you'll see, okay, I have for October, I have
Mhm.
Frida Kahlo. So you're gonna look for lessons on September from that artist, and that way you'll tell Malia.
And this is what you're doing in the studio.
Yeah.
This is in the studio, so if
And
you,
that's not moving.
this is not moving, that's
That's
what
what
I'm
I,
doing.
no, but I need to know that.
Yes.
Because when you,
No.
no, my dyslexic brain's going, choose that and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, that's basically what she
No,
said.
no, but that is, but, no. But that is, isn't for the studio.
That's for you.
This is for you,
That's what I'm
this is,
saying, that's what
you're
I'm saying.
teaching at Hidden Valley, so you can write the words
Right.
Hidden Valley up here.
Right,
So this is for Hidden Valley.
got it,
So go ahead and write Hidden Valley up here.
okay.
That'll help you. You're writing your curriculum for Hidden Valley.
Because I'm trying to see how you are,
So you would
Seeing it.
you're turning this in for Hidden Valley.
got it.
So go ahead and just pick 8 artists that you like for Hidden
I
Valley.
get it now.
So I think it will be easier for me, I'll follow this for all 3 in terms of
Are there,
and then
I
for
just want to make
example,
sure that there's
for
master
example,
artists in here.
They are, like,
Leonardo, okay,
and
that's
then
fine. Vincent, Gauguin, Seurat, Cezanne,
Yeah,
okay.
Are you-
Also
are you
Matisse,
supposed
okay.
to-
SER18.
Kandinsky, Dali.
Yes, say it again.
SER18.
Yeah,
so I think this is what I'm gonna do,
okay.
like with all 3.
Sure, so just put this
And
order in.
then, I'll just have it, like.
Where am I? Where am I?
Perfect. Perfect. And these go on the wall in the classroom. And this,
Art for me is really good.
these are your lessons. And this is, you're picking for her classroom, she's K1, right? She's 1, 2?
One, two.
She's 1, 2. So you're picking from these.
Okay,
So, and then when you tell me which one, then I'll download
so I
them
need
for
to
you.
tell you this today.
No, you can,
Yeah, I
you can-
have her next week.
okay, well, do the first lesson. You'll know the
Research.
time of your first
Yeah, yeah,
lesson, yeah. Erasers are in here. Oh, she already pulled them out for you, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna hand you a couple things, because I know you also have to leave soon, right? So,
This is my favorite artist.
if you're not totally overwhelmed already, are you guys totally overwhelmed?
I'm just like,
Lily's tell,
I
yeah,
get it.
I wasn't expecting to have to like come up with all this today.
Yeah.
you,
Basically, you just write down like artists you like.
Yeah,
You know,
that you
just
like.
go make a list of artists you
And
like.
it's not in
you know,
the order
because-
that you want it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
can change the order.
Yeah,
that's
that,
all.
you can change that later
Yeah.
also if it's possible and no one has a different artist.
Yeah.
you can be rewarded with a donut, Lily, for doing hard work.
I've already had a piece.
Okay.
She's like, I already did.
Is a donut really a reward?